As we prepare to enter the new year, here are some of the top stories we have covered over this past year. Our NBC6's Zyneria Bird shares a breakdown of the top 10 stories from 2020.
The top 10 stories of the year range from a vanishing twin to a global pandemic turning the community upside down. We began the countdown with number 10, swimming with the fishes. Back in June, 26-year-old Kevin Wise of Slidell, Louisiana, was charged with simple criminal damage to property after he decided to take a dip into the aquarium at Bass Pro Shop in Bossier City. Wise was arrested by citation after returning to the store. Number 9, a medical phenomenon hits Shreveport. Mother Kiss Givens gave birth to her son Palin earlier this year. She was originally carrying 2 fetuses but lost one due to a rare condition called vanishing twin syndrome. And the vanishing twin left an indelible mark on her son, a birthmark resembling his sibling. Number 8, after 2 long years, the family of Barksdale Airman Joshua Kidd receives closure. His 2 killers have been sentenced to prison. 19-year-old Jeriona Crosby was sentenced to life in prison for killing Joshua Kidd during a botched burglary. Her accomplice, 17-year-old Alonzo Wilson, was sentenced to 50 years without the possibility of parole. Number 7, after hitting the music charts, 2 hip-hop rap artists make this list for their run-in with the law here in Caddo Parish. The Shreveport rapper known as Hurricane Chris has been formally indicted on a charge of second-degree murder after shooting a man at a gas station on Hearn Avenue in June. He is due back in court on January 5th. Meanwhile, charges are dropped against Louisiana rapper Mystikal. Michael Tyler was originally charged in 2017 with first-degree rape and kidnapping. According to the Caddo DA's office, more evidence was discovered and the case was resubmitted to a second grand jury. They did not find enough evidence to charge Tyler, leading to a dismiss of all charges. Number 6, an active shooter rocks the Highland neighborhood, opening fire inside the St. Mary Medical Center. Daniel Cole shot a man in the pediatric intensive care unit. The man was trying to protect Cole's intended target, a woman whose child was receiving care at the medical center. Police say Cole escaped the hospital and he was eventually captured in Meridian, Mississippi. Number 5, a traffic stop turned deadly for a Panola County Sheriff deputy when entering into 2020. Shreveport man 48-year-old Gregory Newsom is accused of shooting and killing Deputy Chris Dickerson during a traffic stop in Carthage on New Year's Eve 2019. Newsom is pleading not guilty and he's charged with capital murder, punishable by life in prison or the death penalty. Number 4, they stopped due to the country being on lockdown because of the pandemic and started back up a few months later. The homicide numbers in Shreveport have shot up to more than 70 homicides for the year. Number 3, weather took a big toll on the Arklatex this year, with a big hailstorm back in April that caused thousands of dollars in damage to homes around the Arklatex, and back-to-back hurricanes that left thousands fleeing from their home and taking shelter in and around the surrounding area. Hurricane Laura left homes damaged in Caddo, Bossier, and Natchitoches parishes, and thousands without power for over a week. Number 2, multiple protests erupted in Shreveport, Bossier over the summer, sparked by the death of George Floyd. Protests became a weekly theme, calling for justice in the deaths of Wavy Austin and Tommy McLaughlin, and policy changes within the Shreveport Police Department. Number 1, the coronavirus pandemic that took over every TV screen since March. It's a pandemic that plagued over the state and in the Arklatex, creating a statewide stay-at-home order, causing businesses to permanently close and temporarily, and creating virtual schooling for all students, sending thousands who contracted the virus to the hospital, and leaving everyone remembering 3 simple rules: wear your mask, wash your hands, social distance. Zyneria Bird, NBC 6 News.
And of course, condolences to all the families who lost loved ones this year due to the coronavirus and our local hospitals reaching capacity.